Hello, welcome to section 6.2. We're going to start by talking about the general exponential model. We sort of have two formulas we're going to use here. They're written along the top there. One is a growth formula and one is a decay. So we're looking at these here. Your growth is y equals a times 1 plus r to the power of x. Your decay is y equals a times 1 minus r to the power of x. So really the only difference is you're either adding your rate or you're subtracting it. Below you can see what each variable stands for. A is your initial amount, so what you start with. R is your rate, that's either increasing or decreasing. X is time, and then Y is your final amount, so whatever you have after a certain amount of time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and try our examples. All right, so our first example, it says the population of a large city was about 4.6 million in the year 2010 and grew at a rate of 1.3% for the next 4 years. If the population continues to grow at the same rate, what will the population be in 2040? So the first thing I have to ask myself is this a growth model or a decay? Well, if I look at my problem, right in it, it says it grows at a rate of 1.3%. So I know it's going to be growth. So write growth, and that tells me that I'm going to end up using this first equation here. Y equals a times 1 plus r to the power of x. You don't have to type that in your notebook if you don't want to, but that is the equation we're using. So we have to figure out what a equals, what r equals, and what x is. So the first thing, a is our initial amount, so it's how much you start with. If we read, it says the population of a large city was about 4.6 million in the year 2010. So that's the year we start, so our a value is going to be 4.6. From here, we have to figure out r, which again is the rate that it's growing. It says it grows at a rate of 1.3%. So r is going to be 1.3%, but we don't really want a percent, we want a decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and move that decimal 2 places, and we're going to have 0.013. Again, move your decimal to the left 2 to figure out what your percentage is. The last thing we have to figure out is what is our x value. I'm going to use red for that as well. Again, remember x is your time. Notice that our initial amount is from the year 2010. And then we want to know what happens if the population continues to grow at the same rate. What will the population be in 2040? So to find x, we're actually going to take the year we want to look at, 2040, and subtract from it the year we started with, 2010. So my x value is actually going to be 30. Now we have all our information, so we can plug it into that formula, which was a times 1 plus r to the power of x. And we're going to plug in everything we know. So my a value is 4.6, and then we have 1 plus 0.013, and then my x value is 30. I'm going to switch to black just so it's a little easier to read. But when we do this, I like to add what's in the parentheses first just to make my life a little simpler. So I'm going to do 4.6 times 1 plus 0.03 is 1.013. And then to the power of 30. Now you can go ahead at this step and type this all into your calculator just like this, just as it's written, and you will get your answer. When I do that, 4.6 times 1.013 to the power of 30, I get we'll call it 78. Originally it said 6.777. Again, I'm going to round to 2 decimal places for this. So that means since this one is bigger than 5, we're going to round up to 6.78. So that tells me that in the year 2040, there's going to be 6.78 million people in that city. So that is my new population. And that's my final answer. All right, we're going to go ahead and look at what a decay problem looks like. That should go pretty quick, and then you'll have some time to work. All right, so my second problem, example 2, says a cup of green tea contains 35 milligrams of caffeine. The average teen can eliminate approximately 12.5% of caffeine from their system per hour. Estimate the amount of caffeine in a teenager's body 3 hours after drinking a cup of green tea. So first we have to figure out if this is growth or decay. One thing I notice is when it talks about my percentage, it says the average teen can eliminate approximately 12.5% of caffeine. So eliminate tells me something's going down. There's less of it. So this is going to be a decay function. And that means that we're going to use that second formula, y equals a times 1 minus r to the power of x. Again, from here, we're going to go ahead and identify our variables. So my a value is the initial amount. So if I read it, it says a cup of green tea contains 35 milligrams of caffeine. So my initial amount is going to be 35. R is our rate. The average teen can eliminate approximately 12.5% of caffeine from their system per hour. So we're going to use 12.5%. See, 12.5%. Remember, we have to change that to a decimal. So you're going to move your decimal to the left 2 spots. So really, we're going to have 0.125. And then X is the amount of time that's passed. So then the last part says, estimate the amount of caffeine in a teenager's body after 3 hours. 3 hours after drinking a cup of tea. So our time passed is going to be 3. From here, we're just going to plug everything into our equation. Again, we're using a times 1 minus r to the power of x. When I plug that in, my a value is 35. We're going to do 1 minus 0.125, and then all of that to the power of 3. Again, I'm going to change to black now and simplify. I'm going to do that thing in parentheses first. So I'm going to do 1 minus 0.125. I get 0.875. So really I have 35 times 0.875 all to the power of 3. Again, at this point, I can type that into my calculator just like that. And when I do that, I get 23.447. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places again, just because that's what I want to do. So since it's 447, that 7 tells me I round up, so we're going to have 23.45. Again, this is the number of milligrams of caffeine, so maybe you want to write that. Milligrams, sorry, it's black, of caffeine. And that is your final answer. All right, thank you for watching. You do have one more video for today, so you can go ahead and watch that and fill out your interactive notebook. Again, thank you for all your hard work. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask your teacher.